book that has Mason Miller is not only not listed, he's not even priced. Like, Colton Cowser is priced as if Mason Miller doesn't exist.
They don't think he's going to meet the innings required, minimum, whatever things. That there might be some stipulation that they're going, we're going to put him in there, and he's not going to be eligible to win. And we're going to have to give all the bets back.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify in these majors. You got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness. And I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. Mm-hmm. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
Of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Twisted Tuesday has begun. The second half has begun in the Big D as well. The Dallas Mavericks were flatter than a 2-day-old beer to start this basketball game. And shame on me for not pulling the trigger and betting on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I knew the T-Wolves would start strong, but I expected the Mavericks to eventually wake up, and I kind of think that's where we're at. Right now, when you consider it's 59-56 right now with 8:28 left in the third quarter of play, Gobert's been getting into it with everybody. So Gobert just smoked somebody on like a screen, trying to play defense or whatever. He's been getting into it with Luka, and they're reviewing this right now. It's the problem with the NBA, like casual fouls, man. Casual fouls turn into flagrants. Mike Breen had it great the other day when he said, well, in the 70s, that's nothing. In the 80s, it's a foul. Now it's, in the 90s, it's a flagrant. And now, you get kicked out. He had sort of the tears of it, but dear God, we got to overdo everything. Rudy Gobert is ready to punch somebody in the face, though. But Minnesota played their hearts out in the first half, and Dallas have played terrible. In this game, Dallas are sort of like they're not ready to go. You see this sometimes. I thought they're going to have the killer instinct, but where I'm going with this is I'm on the Dallas Mavericks, and I feel kind of pretty good about this right now. All right, they're up 59-56. They haven't played well, and you keep on upsetting Luka Doncic. Eventually, he's going to start to really go off. Kyrie's going to hit a couple of shots, and they're going to pull away as the game goes on. So I do like Dallas. I'm on Dallas, and I'm comfortable with my spot. They're laying 3.5 right now. So it's 59-56. They're laying 3.5, minus 165 on the money line with 8:28 left. Here's Scott Foster. They got all the hitmen out tonight. Foster, Malloy, like the Philadelphia crew are in the house tonight in Dallas. Rudy Gobert gets a technical foul. For smoking Derrick Jones Jr. Yeah. As somebody that has money on the over, I'm like, all right, good. You give me the damn free throw, right? Well, we're not even going to get a free throw out of this? What's up? But that's not a technical foul, man. That's not a technical foul. It's a hard foul. It's a foul. It's a hard foul, but not even that hard. Like, this is why that's the type of stuff that older players are watching this, and they're like, man, it's soft. And I don't think the players are soft. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think Anthony Edwards is soft. I don't think Luka's soft. He complains a lot, but I don't think he's soft. Kyrie's not soft, right? But, like, the rules are soft. It just is. But at the same point in time, it is true, man. Like, basketball in the 90s and stuff, it wasn't, like, people would have a hard time watching it now. Like, if you're into, like, fighting and all that, but it wasn't pretty. like watch The Last Dance. You remember The Last Dance, the Jordan documentary. You see all the time, like, Jordan hits a game-winning shot to win 84-82 or whatever. Like, games were in the 80s. Man, the Knicks in Heat, it was just like first to 78 wins. It wasn't really basketball. It was like tug, trip, hold. It was street ball, right? So it was really hard to score. That's why another thing, though, so it goes both ways. That's why, on the other hand, all these modern kids, like old people, complain too much, and they do, and I'm an old person, and I admit I'm part of the crew that complains too much about stuff. Oh, in my day. But it's also true. I'm able to acknowledge that it's also true that the modern punk dismisses the, Luka's better than Larry Bird. Look at his numbers and stuff. Shove your numbers up your, analytics. And, what does analytics start with? What are the first four letters of analytics? Speaking of which, there's nearly a couple of no-hitters tonight. Oh, whipty. Oh, hey, that's exciting in baseball. Number one, who cares? Number two, there won't be anyways because you'll pull the pitcher out. Dude could have a no-hitter in the eighth inning. Wow, he's reached 103 pitches. We better take him out now. And there's no contact in baseball. We'll get into this a little bit later on. This might be a what the F is wrong with you. I blame Theo Epstein for this. A lot of people to blame. I've got a lot of different things that I want to hit this evening. So 63-62 T-Wolves right now. Total is 208.5, and I've got the over this game. It's 208.5 right now. It closed at 211. It's one of these games where you watch it and you're like, there's no way in hell this game's going over. Like, it's just been so bad. Like, the shooting is bad. It's not, there's no flow to this game. Except now, it's starting to pick up a little bit, but the total right now is 208.5, so it's not fully far off pace. But it is kind of an ugly game. I still think Dallas are going to win the game. NHL hockey, we're at the intermission. Panthers are up 2-1. They were down 1-0 into the Rangers. Rangers, I have a really hard time getting a feel for this team, man. Like, a lot of NHL teams, I can watch, and, in the playoffs, I can get dialed in, and I almost know what they're going to do before they do it. The Rangers, I don't, right? You watch, there's portions of the Rangers where you watch them, and you wonder, how the hell did this team win the President's Cup? You know what I mean? Like, how this team is supposed to be the best team in the NHL, right? And, they look like they're in big trouble. And other times you're like, man, this team just, they seem to have everything going for them. They have great goaltending, and they get good individual efforts. But I always find it, it's like I'd rather a team that's coming at you in waves than these individual efforts that the Rangers get. That's why, I think the Dallas Stars would beat them if they played in the finals. In the last series, it was Kreider, right? They were down and out, and Kreider comes out of nowhere. Boom. Lafreniere now comes out of nowhere the other day. Wow. Trocheck, right? Like, they get these flashes, but it's not sustained. And it catches up to you when you play, like, flash or special teams hockey and stuff. But, hey, what the hell do I know? They got Shesterkin. So it's 2-1. Panthers are up. They're minus 500 right now. And we talk about this all the time. When teams are down, it's a gross overreaction here right now. Like, seriously, I'm on the Florida Panthers in this game. But, hell, I'm even thinking about taking the Rangers at plus 350. 350? They're down. They're not down by 3. They're not down by 2. They're down by 1. They're one shot away from being tied, and then suddenly this game is basically a pick'em. And you're getting the Rangers right now plus 350. I'm already on the Panthers. I jumped on the Panthers plus 2.5 when they were down 1 early, and I parlayed it with a baseball game. But even now, if I want to get cute, I'd come back with the Rangers plus 1.5 right now. This game could go to overtime. It could be a 1-goal game. Is it really going to open up? The total is 5.5 minus 250 to the under right now. Over 5.5 is plus 200. That's a big payday if you think there's going to be goals scored. Phillies and Giants are scoreless at the bottom of the second inning. San Diego's up on the Marlins right now in the top of the third. Angels up on the Bronx Bombers 2-1, bottom of second. We'll keep our eye on that, and it could be a good time to jump in. It's frozen right now, but it could be a good time to jump in on the Yankees against the Angels if we get a moderate number. Blue Jays, that's who I parlayed. I parlayed the Blue Jays with the Panthers plus 2.5, and the Blue Jays are winning 4-1. Blue Jays have been a streaky team. They need to rack up a couple of more wins than they've gotten, but positive sign. They win yesterday. They're winning 4-1 right now. Hang on, move on, win again tomorrow, or whenever the hell else you're playing. I get the Pirates, I guess, later in the week. Rangers up 4-2 on the D-backs. A doubleheader tonight in New York. The Los Angeles Dodgers finally won a baseball game. They won the first leg of the doubleheader, and then they won the second leg of the doubleheader. They sweep it. We finally cashed some tickets. Can't really pat ourselves on the back. We just lost 5 in a row with the Dodgers, but Dodgers win the first one in extra innings. They win 3-0 tonight. Full house tonight. Let's roll. This is Sports Rage.
Using the parlays against one another, right, and being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is Sports Rage. I am Gabriel Morency, the Pimps and Players, the Hustlers, the people who bust them, and everybody else in between. 66-62. And a painful basketball game to watch, actually. Like, this game kind of sucks. I'm watching it right now, and I've got money on it. Every time I look up, and it's just Scott Foster. I see more Scott Foster than I do a player, but that's the way he likes it. Every play is under review all the time. This Minnesota coach never stops bitching and shutting up. So now here we go again. So I just complained about Gobert. Gobert got a technical for whatever, dude. He ran into someone. They're playing basketball. There's a trip to the finals on the line. God forbid that they collided with each other. It was not a foul, all right? It was a foul, but it wasn't a flagrant. It was a foul. It was a foul, play on. All right, let's go. Foul on you. Go on, right? But no, we had to take 10 minutes to watch it. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns has the ball, whatever, dude. He swings his elbow and hits someone in the face. The guy in the Mavericks acts like he gets shot. And we spend another 10 minutes, like, watching it. It's like, dude, like, it's not a flagrant. It's a foul. Yes. Like, it's like, no, but just say yes. He elbowed him in the face. It wasn't deliberate. Foul on Towns. Play on. It's like hockey, though, Cam. We'll bring McKinnis in. It's the same damn thing we talk about. Oh, am I bleeding? You see guys getting up, and they're like, oh, come on, am I bleeding? I'm telling you, someone's got to do it. Just get a damn razor blade in your glove.
Or not.
I always thought you'll get caught doing it. Now, like, just try it. See what happens. Just do a little sing and go, look, I'm bleeding.
I like you, Morency. Yeah, just keep a shick in your glove a little bit there. Just hide it in the side pocket. You're right. These guys are so
fake
clueless.
Blood cam, little fake blood pack around the neck. You get hit in the stick.
Like our old door trick when Morency put a dart in my neck. Fake blood. Everyone thought it was real. Yeah,
you like my idea? I said this years ago. Razor blade. You go down, you come up, and your face is all bleeding. You cut your forehead, and you're like, you just hit me in the face.
Blood pack.
Of course. Guys, I've said it before on the show. I'll say it again. That is the stupidest rule in hockey. There's a lot of stupid rules.
If you're bleeding.
The bleeding for
like
4 minutes is probably the stupidest rule in hockey. I mean, I told you guys before on the show, when I was younger, I used to get nosebleeds all the time.
Coming up with that.
I had to get my nose cauterized. I wouldn't get nosebleeds. I could get punched in the head 10 times. I'd get no nosebleeds. Imagine if a player in the NHL had that.
That's pretty good.
They just never bleed.
I like that.
No, you get penalized for being tough, like you said. But I don't like I said, they have to be drunk and or on cocaine at a strip club, like I always talk about, Brass Rail. And they're like to come up with this stuff. Where they're like, you know what would be a good idea, Gary? You know, they're having a couple of drinks at the Queen Elizabeth. You know what I mean? That would be a good idea. You know, if you're not bleeding, if you're bleeding, that's a good idea, guys. Put it down. Write that down. You know, blood must be drawn.
Blood.
4 minutes.
Blood too.
No, but it's dumb, and it's a good point because it's true. On a more serious note, George St. Pierre, a good example of this. All right, French Quebecers are kind of pale, and it's true. Like there's something about it. Like there's just sort of like. They're white, and George St. Pierre, one of the toughest dudes ever and one of the best fighters ever, I could give him a bruise, all right? And I can't fight my way through a paper bag. Like George St. Pierre would say, man, like I get bruised up and bloodied up. I bleed easily. My skin, he goes, the way my skin is, and he even said, look, and he kind of punched himself once on the arm, and he gave himself like a red mark right away. And he goes, you know, he said, when you see me fight, then I look beat up after the fight. I'm really not beat up. He goes, I just have my pale skin. And, you know, and it's true. And fighters, like the UFC, you can't judge. You know what I mean, McKay? It's like you can't judge whether a guy's bleeding or not, right? But people will. They're like, oh, look, he's messed up. He's bleeding. It's like, no, George St. Pierre will bleed when he shaves, man. Like, so he's bleeding like in the cage. It's not hurt. He's just bleeding because he got touched up and he's got sensitive skin, right? But that's a good point. Like you said, Ken, you're in the NHL and you got something where you're super tough. You get smoked in the face with a stick. No, doesn't matter. You're a nosebleeder. You bleed easily. Boom, you get clipped a little bit. And look, I'm bleeding. It doesn't make sense. You have to judge the crime, not the victim's blood after.
Also, Morency, there's a lot of these things that people are on, regular medications or blood thinners. You can drip like a faucet for a while. It's one of those things. Everything's on it. So I
would encourage you. I'd be thinking of all the tricks. I tell my players, listen, I need you guys bleeding more. I need you to take these blood thinners.
You see my sinking tub, Morency. I don't stop. I'm like permanent.
In the old days, it was speed. Nowadays, I'd be asking the team doctor, listen, my guys, they don't bleed enough. How can I get them to bleed without telling them? Can we do anything without telling them?
UFC fans are.
Can we slip something in their meal? Like, is there a pill? How do we get them to bleed more?
Lots of
UFC sports bettors suck for that, though. They think that they're always getting robbed, always getting ripped off, just because the guy they bet against is bleeding. It's like, look at the strikes. Look at the leg kicks. Look at the damage done. Just because your guy landed one good shot You know, we got a big card coming up this weekend. Doesn't mean you won.
I remember
Doesn't mean you won the fight.
I remember years ago, Dana White went off about that. He goes, all these stupid fans, you don't know anything about the sport. They think because a guy's got his face beat up more than the other guy that he lost the fight. He goes, you guys are morons. Fast forward to about 5 years later, the fighter, Dana didn't like the guy that won, and Dana after, look at his face. He got killed. Look at him. He's like, look at him and look at him. Tell me who won the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like convenient now. You've changed your mind about how that works.
Dana makes it clear if he likes the fighter or not. He doesn't even hide it. Like, he runs the UFC, and afterwards he'll say, no, that guy shouldn't have won.
No, like you said, he'll praise you after, and you know you like the guy. Oh, that was an awesome performance. Or the other guy, yeah, he won, but that was one of the worst effing fights I've ever seen in my life. Boring, terrible. It's like this guy doesn't have much of a future as the champ. They're going to set him up. But all right, so the hockey game right now is 2-1. Strange game. Panthers need this, and I say 2-1. And as soon as I speak, the New York Rangers have just scored right on cue. 2-2.
Gabe, I heard your rant.
Off the presses.
I heard your rant off the top about the Rangers, man. And I'll tell you what, this team, they just find a way. And
did you agree or disagree with me? In which sometimes they look terrible, and here they are somehow.
Analytics people are punching the air because they should never win any games. They should lose against Carolina, lose against Florida, but they just keep winning. They should true. They don't deserve these wins.
They're winning.
When you bet against them, it's frustrating actually because you're like, dear God, like how is this happening?
True.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Florida Panthers trying to respond, creating some pressure. 2-2 in this hockey game right now. And as I stated, guys, before, for people who are tuning in off the top, I said it's crazy. The Rangers are plus 360, and they're only down by one goal. The Panthers are minus 500. You take the Rangers plus 1.5, and then boom, right after, here they score. Panthers are pressing right now. Nice defense getting it out of the zone there. So let's see what the number to go to overtime is right now, because these games seem destined for overtime all the time. All right, this game to go to overtime is, oh, God. Wow, plus 100 only. That's very low for this time of the game. I bet these overtime props a lot in game, guys. Normally, I was expecting like plus 150, plus 140, McInnes.
You know
Plus
what that
100.
makes you want to do, Gabe? That makes you want to do the exact opposite and bet a regulation pick. Screw that. We're taking one of these teams to win in reg. Forget about overtime. That's that price is horrible at plus 100. I get it. They've been going to overtime, but to me, I think some team's going to win this in regulation. Do you guys think? I mean, we talked about it at the break together, the three of us. Does anybody watching this game think that the Panthers want to go to overtime? Nope. Does anybody want to go to overtime against the Rangers right now? Definitely not.
Well, this game's probably going to overtime, and this is a nightmare. My cell phone is dead. And in today's day and age, I can't get the bet in on the computer right now. But I actually want to bet this under 5.5 right now, because I'm not going to be shocked if it ends up 2-2 or 3-2 final. And I want to get in on overtime, actually. But I like the under 5.5. It's already moved to minus 160. All right, you know what? I got to figure out a way to charge this phone up on the fly here.
Yeah, just grab
Damn
a charger.
modern sports gambling, son of a bastards.
Always keep it charged, Morency. Always have an extra charger out ready to go, because you never know when you're going to need it. Trust me, I got problems too. I'm kind of with you. I don't like the price, but I'm going to tell. I have a feeling this thing is going to go to overtime, McInnes. I just hate the price. I'm on Florida originally and under 5.5, so we're at the same number. Now the juice is just stupid. That's the problem. 60 cents. That's a lot of juice.
What, for under 5.5?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, they got one goal and an empty netter. You get to 6, but...
Yeah, I know, but you got to read between the lines here. It's plus 100 to go to overtime.
Correct.
They're locked in. This game is going to end 2-2. So
Guys,
they're not seeing 6 goals here.
You can take both teams right now to win in regulation, and you'll make money if the game doesn't go to overtime. You could literally bet both teams to win in regulation. I'm seeing plus 310 and plus 210.
We could also bet on both boxers. Yeah, that's a big if, though.
You got me thinking, McInnes. Yeah, it's very tempting.
I'm doing it.
So
I'm doing it.
Both regulation. So you said both regulation right now to win. What are you getting for both teams? What are you getting?
I got plus 310 Rangers, and I got plus 210 Panthers.
Kind of like
punch that into a little calculator and guarantee myself some money if it goes to regulation. Stays in regulation.
I'm thinking it goes to overtime. I like your style, though. I don't know the play. I would put a little bit more on the team that I think is going to win, though.
Yeah. Well, the Rangers, I was getting plus 311, right? So I put a little bit less on that one because they're.
Who do you think is going to win the game?
Well, I'm already on the Panthers. So
am I.
So am I.
That's why I didn't take the Rangers in game right now. It's like, I'm already on the Panthers. I don't really want to start doing this, but I got the Panthers plus 2.5 parlay with the Blue Jays. I took them when they were down 1-0. That's all right, too. All right, we'll see. It's 29-19. I tell you what, though, the way it's going, I think you could be right, McInnes. Like, the Panthers are really buzzing around the net here. It's not like there's nothing going on. Like, if there's this much action for the next 13 minutes, someone's going to score. And I don't know if you buy into it, but everybody complains so much about the ice at Madison Square Garden. Even Ranger players were complaining about it. And I told them to shut up. But there must be something to it, because Paul Maurice basically said during the intermission of the last game, when asked why there's so many goals, he said because the ice doesn't suck like it does in New York.
I thought it looked bad, though, in the first period. Barkov had 3 pucks bounce over his blade. I thought it looked bad in Florida.
Baffling that the ice would be better in Florida than New York City, right, at MSG. But maybe it's less used. That building, like in New York, like you got basketball courts on top of it, you got concerts and like wood, boom, boom, off, bam. How many people are really booking Sunrise Arena here?
Not many.
You know what I mean? The ice is just pristine all the time. No one's on it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All Panthers all the time.
Yep.
using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Two in this hockey game, and my phone situation, I wanted in at minus 155, minus 220 now.
Yeah,
that's the difference that it took me to charge up the phone. I actually did it pretty quick, and credit myself, like you said, Cam, I was actually due. I was like, all right, here we go. I got another one of these chargers, but always takes a little longer when you charge it through the computer than the original one into the wall. You know what I'm saying? But the computer ones will work. But I'm back online here. 2-2 here. And as far as the basketball game, I don't know who you got here, McKinnis, but we got a close one, man. We're freaking tied. Doesn't get any closer. 78-78, 10:40 left in this game. New in-game total is 204, 206 and a half now. 80-78. T-Wolves just scored. I'm on the Mavericks and I'm on the over, and this game feels like there's no way in hell it's ever going to get to the over, but it's actually kind of close right now. I don't think it'll get there. And I'm on the Mavericks to win. We've seen in the series the Mavericks take over in the final moments of these games, although, as they said on the broadcast earlier, it was a good point. Minnesota are playing angry tonight. They're playing like a team that does not want to get swept by the Mavericks, but I still think the Mavericks pull it out. Who you on, McKinnis?
I'm on the Mavericks, guys, and I love teams that can sustain a few punches early on. It's exactly what happened here. I mean, you talked about it, Minnesota playing angry, playing motivated. Shouldn't they be? I mean, this is probably your last day. You have to be motivated. But at the same time, the way this Mavericks team was able to take those blows, take the punches, and then still hang with them, it's pretty much had to survive the first half, move forward in the second half, and try and advance. To me, just the way that they play, I think the slow style has been really hard on Minnesota. Like Luka just dribbling the ball out, Kyrie, the way they pass the ball around. Minnesota wants to play fast. And believe it or not, people didn't realize this. Denver is actually a fast team. I know Joker's a pretty slow guy, but Denver did play fast. So I think the slow 5-on-5 ball is really throwing off this Minnesota team. And I've already made money on Dallas throughout the series. Got to keep going with it. Look at Dallas, the Stars. Last night, they took a punch in the first period. Best first period we've seen from the Edmonton Oilers all playoffs long. And then bang, 3 goals in the second period from the Dallas Stars. That's why I think both these Dallas teams are great. They've got depth, and they can handle the punches as well.
It is true about the Dallas Mavericks and their pace. It's very difficult and different than other teams, right? Most teams really push the ball up the court, And that's kind of like the one fault against Luka, actually. That was a fault against him in the past. That number one, he would walk the ball up the floor too slowly. They wouldn't get as many shots off as the opponent, right? The per shots per 100 possessions type stuff, because they're going slower. Teams are shooting faster than they are, so they were getting less shots off. So you got to be more perfect suddenly, which was causing a problem for them. And it's hard to play with Luka. Like, if you'll notice, they've gone through a lot of people, like the Porzingis, Brunson. Like, there's been a lot of people there that never really liked playing with him, right? Because he's so damn slow. He gets the ball, and it just dies. And he walks it up the court, and everyone's got to stand around, and he might zing you some crazy pass behind his back or something. You got to be heads up for it. And not everyone can deal with it, but him and Kyrie finally did. And you'll notice he's a little bit more aggressive now. He gets it into the paint a little bit quicker now. He gets it. He's in a little bit better shape. But you're right, the tempo. But it can be frustrating at the same time, too, when you're on Dallas. Sometimes you're like, man, hurry up, man. You're walking the ball up the court. It's like, come on, guys. Like, get a little tempo. It's funny because Charles Barkley the other night kept saying that at halftime. He goes, man, they don't play with any urgency, this team. And I didn't really see it like that. I saw it like, no, it's just kind of they're calm, right? Kyrie's calm. Luka's calm. They don't panic. They don't just start playing fast. And look, Ken, we talk about it. You see the Pacers. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got to play faster. And then they just turn it over every possession.
Out of control.
So, right.
That's
it's like,
difference.
oh, we're playing fast.
Yeah.
Like, all right, good. You just turned it over. You didn't get a good shot. So Dallas actually are pretty good at the tempo and then hitting the shot.
I think that's a very good assessment. The Pacers play erratic ball, so it's really, it looks fast, but it's also not good for them because they have too many turnovers, whereas Dallas, it's a controlled pace, and they're very good at the end of the games. I feel like I'm the bad guy on the show tonight, like Razor Ramon, Morency. I'm on Minnesota in the under, and you guys are on Dallas, so somebody's going to be happy. I love taking teams down 3-0. The Pacers covered for us yesterday. The problem is you're not getting 7.5. It's almost like a pick'em situation. That's the deal. So I had to take them +2 with the money line as well. So I broke up the units, and I'm on the under in this basketball game, but it's going to be very close to the number.
Hockey game to go to overtime right now. -155 with 9 minutes left. I've never seen anything like this.
Wow.
-155 with 9 minutes left in a game. You're going to lay
Guys,
money
how many
that there's
people
not
are
going to be a
betting
goal in the next 9 minutes.
How many casual sports bettors are even thinking to bet that stuff? Though is what I'm wondering. Like, do you think people are actually catching on to the That's what I don't understand.
No.
Like, are they risking limiting
under
what's it called,
5.5 is -310. Like, are you insane? That's a lot of juice. Like,
I told you guys it was a good bet at -155.
Yeah, now it's a damn.
I told you it was.
I know 320.
Well, it was only going to go down. It was only going to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I took it anyways. I did it at -210 out of spite when I finally got my phone open, or -200.
I'll tell you, Gabe.
But there could be a goal. There's 8 minutes left. That's my point.
There could. But this is bad news for Florida because if they go to the overtime, they're thinking the Rangers beat us every single time. Then they go up 3-1 in the series, man. This is key. Florida's got to find a way to get a power play and, try to go up 3-2, or else the Rangers always find a way. It's just that's what they do. You guys are right.
Yeah, it's just 1994 magic all over again. I don't know what the
really
hell's going on here.
That way. Feels it.
Plus, the Panthers need to score. Like, they spend so much time chirping, hitting, doing everything. Like, you put the damn puck in the net. So, 2-2. Listen, they're out shooting them 31-20. With 7.5 left. They're coming into the zone here right now, actually. And it's now -180 to go to overtime. This is getting stupid. You know what? You can bet no. So, no is +140. What's your regulation now, McKinnis? Let me see. I'm going to look here. What do I see here for regulation prices?
The point being, Gabe, is that's not even that bad. Like, if you take the under 5.5, sure, it's 2-2. You automatically win the bet, but you got to lay 425. I'd rather lay 80 cents with going to overtime, yes, and then the final score will be 3-2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at this under 5.5.
The smart play is what I already got in on the 5.5. Now would almost be no to go to overtime.
Yes.
Because if there's a goal, I hit the +1. I could still hit them both. There could end 3-2. But I'm done here. I got the Panthers. I got under 5.5. And we'll just have to hope for the best. But this game's going to go to overtime. -200 right now to go to overtime.
Oh, boy.
Plus 155, no, McInnes.
What do they think? There's a minute left in the game or what? I don't know how much time they think is left. Do they think that the Panthers want to go to overtime again here? They think it's 3-on-3. They're going to go to a shootout. I don't know what the deal is here. These teams, they're not vying for a point. They're not trying to make the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. They're in the conference finals. They want to score now. I don't understand the reason to protect the lead and go to the room. Why do they have to go to the room for?
No, I'd be the opposite. I'm with you. I wouldn't if I was the Panthers and Paul Maurice, I'd be like just sort of like under my breath. Let's finish this off, boys. Let's get one here. Let's get one here. Like I don't want to go to the room. Overtime is such a crapshoot. You get that fast ice, man. All it takes is one bounce off the boards. Next thing you know, you got a partial breakaway, a 2-on-1. Well, I swear, guys, you see in overtime, these games they either go to double overtime or it takes 1 minute or 2 minutes to score.
Yep.
Because the fast ice is a problem, bro. You got tired players, fast ice, and smart teams. The Oilers are evil. Like they know, chip it off the boards and then chase it. And smart teams, Dallas do it. All these teams are smart, man. They know fast ice.
Hey, your Canadians won the Stanley Cup because of their overtime success, and that's the way the Rangers feel like right now, too. They get to overtime, they're confident.
The Canadians won like 11 games in overtime.
Amazing.
That was crazy.
Amazing. Yep.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. 2-2 in the hockey game. 5.5 left. Let's check back in with the basketball game right now. Wow. This, you know what? Speaking of overtime, let's see what odds are we going to get for this game to go to overtime. The basketball game to go to overtime. We'll talk about this enough. Before games start, basketball games are like plus 1,200 to go to overtime. So right now, it's plus 700. It's pretty good odds still. There's about 6.5 left, 86-86. This total. For the record, though, the Mavericks are outscoring them 13-8 in the fourth quarter. So this is where you sort of would expect, all right, this is where the Mavericks are going to step it up here right now and finish this off. In-game total now, everybody, 204.5. Minus 130 to the over, 204 plus 100 to the under. Let's check in with the baseball. I want to get to a little CFL football, and we're 100 days away from the start of the NFL. Guys, a lot of baseball going on right now. I do not have any action on it. The only baseball I played today, I played the Dodgers in both games, and they finally get on a little run. Dodgers go 2-0 today against the Mets. And I'm on the Blue Jays right now, parlayed with the Florida Panthers plus 2.5, and the Jays are up 7-1, baby, in the top of the 8th inning. Any late-night baseball for you, McInnes?
Yeah, I've got I was going to say I had the over 8.5 in the Jays game, but there we go. We're all good on that one. And that was it for me. Earlier,
No, you're not. I said 7-1. We're at 8.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
sorry.
need one
sorry,
more.
I think it's an 8-1.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and earlier I had the Royals, and
the bases
got
are loaded
down there. The Twins got the job done. So that's it for me in that one. But I do have a few win totals picks I can give at the end there with the CFL, Gabe.
Oh, good. All right, yeah, we'll get to this. So 5.5 left here. Baseball game 7-1 for the Blue Jays. Any baseball for you here tonight, Cam?
Yeah, I'm on the Blue Jays and the minus 1.5, so all of us are riding the Jays, but I am also on the Philadelphia Phillies, parlayed with the Yankees, the George Kurtz chalk special. Yankees are tied 2-2 with the Angels, Philly and Giants 0-0.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I took the Giants yesterday and I won. The Giants have quietly won 9 of their last 11 baseball games. They're 9-2 in their last 11. And by chance, I'm actually just flicking around here all the baseball games, and I see the San Francisco Giants are wearing their, that's right, it's Tuesday night. Tuesday night home games is the San Francisco Giants City Connect jersey. And if you recall, I caught on to this early, and it's actually factual. Look it up. The San Francisco Giants, they're really good in these jerseys. Like, it was like 23-7. Like, it's really good. So I'm going to jump in on this. They're already hot, and I see they're wearing their City Connect jerseys. And once again, am I going to get screwed here? As I try to jump in, yeah, they got runners on first and second right now. All right, so let me get in on this. Come on. They just locked it up. 2-0 San Diego over the Marlins. I talked about getting in on the Yankees, guys. I'm going to get in on the Yankees. It's minus 160, 2-2 against the Halos right now. No reason why the Yankees don't win this game.
Yeah, nasty Nestor Cortez on the hill. I like the Yankees as well, Morency. Now that you don't have to pay as much juice, it's the right play. And Wheeler's looking pretty good for Philadelphia. I was thinking about the Cleveland Guardians and Rockies tied 7-7. Interesting game there. And the Cubs are a little bit of a juicy dog against the Brewers. They're up 6-3. So I hope you guys get another run in the Blue Jays game too to hit that total.
All right, McKenna. So CFL football kicks off. Next Tuesday, we'll do a final. It'll be hours from kickoff. But we kick off next Thursday night. I'm looking forward to the start of the season, final week of preseason. I'm looking at a lot of futures here, too. I'm going to load up next week on this stuff. What do you like? What catches your eye the most as far as the CFL win totals?
Gabe, I just love how the CFL preseason doesn't drag on. It's a couple weeks, bang, you're right into it. Training camp comes, preseason here, regular season starts. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite bets here on the season, we're going to go over 7.5 wins for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I just like how this team is built. I like the coaching staff going into this year. I have confidence in them. And the running game, to pick up A.J. Ouellette from the Montreal Alouettes, I just think is a huge, huge pickup. I just think that you look at what they've been able to do, from the Argos, and what they've been able to do. And the thing is, if you have the run game, it will open things up for them. And it seems like they've dealt with so many injuries that it hurts their wide receiver position. I trust their quarterback. They've already been a pretty good defensive team. They got Brett Lowther, who I think, I'm kind of biased. He's from my hometown, but one of the best kickers in the league. Over 7.5 for them. I really do like that one, but we're always trying to find spots. When are we going to be able to fade certain teams? When's Winnipeg going to be the bet against team? When's Toronto bet against team? I think Toronto goes under 8.5 wins. Look, call me an overreactor, but of course you have Chad Kelly with the suspension, but they lost a ton of guys. I mean, you lose one guy to a free agency with Saskatchewan with your running back. Then you lose one guy to retirement, which is a whole problem in its own. So to me, when you've got Andrew Harris gone, you've got AJ Ouellette gone, you've got your starting quarterback dealing with issues off field, to me, it's an absolute disaster. Under 8.5 wins, I think, is a really solid play. And guys, we cannot put faith in the Ottawa Red Blacks. I mean, sometimes it's just, if it ain't broke, we're not going to try and fix it here. Under 6.5 wins. This Red Blacks team, they either
everybody
win the
comes out and picks on
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
I feel so bad for Red Black fan. Like,
yeah, I'm pulling for them. I hope they do well,
word.
actually. I'm pulling for this team. I saw a video from them the other day, and they were practicing, and Buddy, they were his wide receiver man, and they were like putting in the work, Ottawa Red Blacks. And they looked so small. The guy looked like so skinny, and I was like, some white dude like catching a ball. I felt bad for them. I was like putting in work. I'm like, man, you guys like, you know. But no, they're scrappy, Ottawa. Me and Cam often fall for the trap of Ottawa taking the points. They'd be like, we're taking the Rough Riders plus the points tonight.
Times. Hey, Gabe, look at McKinnis. He's got a Wisconsin.
So you're going
Badger
under 6.5 win total, huh?
You're the best, McKinnis. Where'd you get the Badger?
That's low, man. They can win 7 games, man.
They can win 7 games. The Argos
I agree with your Rough Rider pick.
Yeah,
I agree. I think the Rough Riders. I don't love the backup quarterback situation just with Mason Fine, but it's a battle right now with Shea Patterson and Mason Fine to see who's going to be the backup there. We'll hit the CFL tomorrow on the other side. Still 2-2. 2 minutes left in this hockey game. Can the Red Blacks win 7? I think they can.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
They're not showing the replay of this. I swear to God, Reinhardt just got away with punching a Ranger in the face. There's a lot of Ranger fans watching the game in our master control. I'm sure they caught that. I'm amazed. Like, you know what? He did it right when the period ended. So it's rare they're going to call like a mini scrum after going in. But like, I look like he got a clean shot and like he turned around and got this quick, like, boom, quick jab in. So, yeah, start a CFL. I do agree with your Rough Rider take. I think this offense is going to click. The problem is, can Trevor Harris stay healthy? He has a hard time staying healthy, McKinnis. But I do think they have the talent, this team. I agree with you as far as the coaching staff are concerned. They're a fun football team. They cause turnovers. They can run the ball a bit. Like, I like some of their offseason moves. I'm buying in on the Rough Riders over 7.5. I think there's different numbers for the Elks. There's some 6.5s out there. There's some 7s out there and stuff. The Elks will be a lot better, right? They have to be. And they actually did get a lot better. They bring in McLeod Bethel-Thompson at quarterback. I like Trey Ford, but I like it better now that they've got a combo. And it's not just Trey Ford running for his life. He can learn from McLeod-Thompson. It's a good quarterback, good vet guy to have there. BC Lions, I think, are really dangerous this year. They're all in. And Lions aren't playing around. They got 50 Cent will be performing the season opener next week. Last year, they got LL Cool J. This year, they get 50 rolling into the house. They're 11.5. And you talked about the Bombers briefly. I feel like this is finally the year, McKinnon. It's like if the Lions can't knock the Bombers off their perch, then they should just fold up shop. The Bombers aren't getting any younger. They've been hit by losses over the years. Their offensive line is vulnerable. 12.5 is too high for the Bombers. The problem is the Stampeders aren't great, but I don't think the Bombers are this dominant football team anymore. I think the end is going to begin to show this year, and BC is going to win the West.
Well, I think there's two places where those wins will come against Winnipeg. It's, of course, at the bottom of the division. You guys saying the Elks would be better. I like Saskatchewan, but it's also in those crossover matchups, right? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, any loss they would ever have over the last few years was to a Western opponent. So you take a look at some of the teams in the East, right? With Toronto, Montreal, Hamilton. I actually believe that they're going to cause more problems for some of the top dogs in the West this year than in years past. Like, you take a look at Toronto winning the Grey Cup. Yes.
Montreal is good. Hamilton will be competitive. Toronto will still be pretty good. They won't be dominant, but they'll be good. Then you'll have Ottawa. It's a good point. You're not going to get the free pass games in the East anymore. The Alouettes are ready to play this year, guys. Like, they got a chip on their shoulder, this team.
And let's remember one thing. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers have a lot of stars, but aging stars. Guys who have been in the CFL a long time. Zach Collaros can get murdered out there. I know their offensive line is their strength, but they have guys – like a lot of these guys, Gabe, they're in the league a long time. So any key injuries to the Bombers with a win total like that, I'm with you. BC's got to step up now. You're hosting the Grey Cup. Winnipeg is for the taking because they got to catch them now. No more excuses.
Yep.
And they're
Cam,
plus 600 in some spots.
What's the record for this Bombers team in the Grey Cup anyway? I mean, look at Zach Collaros. Yeah. Guys, is this guy even a superstar? He loses half the Grey Cups he's in, and it's a 9-man league. How great is this guy?
They get there every year.
Yeah, so, but they're 7-point favorites whenever they're there. They're 8-point favorites, 8.5-point favorites, and they're losing outright.
The Mavericks
in these games, so.
are in trouble. They're down by 6, 98-92 with 2:30 left. This is a nightmare because it's not close to going over the number here right now either. So I'm going to get double dipped and lose both sides potentially here, which would be very frustrating unless there's some late push. This is like, they have a chance still to come back, but if you're the Mavericks, dude, let's say you go back to Minnesota, you lose that game in Minnesota. You just took away your entire week off to prepare for the NBA Finals.
Excellent point, Morency.
They gift wrapped you 9 days. You'll still win this series, but now it stretches out all week. Someone could get hurt. Someone get it's a flu outbreak. We got sick on the plane. Like, it's just stupid. Finish them off. They didn't show up. They showed up like they were hungover tonight, the Mavericks.
I like the Timberwolves, and I'm going to tell you guys, sometimes I get it right. I'm not sure. I think the Timberwolves will win tonight, and I think they're going to win the next game and then get knocked out. That's what I think is going to happen, Morency. I think they get 2.
Dallas, let them off the hook. Luka's going to be going to the line here. 100-92, 138 left in this basketball game. The total's not going to get there unless somehow we get to overtime, and I doubt they're going to be able to come back from 8. Find McKinnis. wagertalk.com and told you guys plus 100. It was plus overtime. 100 for a reason at under 5.5.
There was.